Morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, the 19th day of January, that first month in the bright, shiny, sparkly new year we're calling 2021. Smell that? There's still a little bit of that New Year smell to it. It's also the day before the inauguration of Joseph R. Biden to the presidency of the United States, and I, for one, am hoping for a peaceful, uneventful, non-violent transfer of power in our fine country. Cheers to that. So yesterday I said that I was going to use Martin Luther King quotes for the remainder of the week because there's just so many of them. And as I was scrolling Facebook this morning before I recorded, I came across a post by a friend of mine who said, "May the Martin Luther King quote you post today be reflected in the way you live for the next 364 days, for the rest of the year, basically." And I'd like to think that everything I quote, whether it's Martin Luther King, whether it's from the tea bags, whether it's from the Buddha book, I'd like to think that that's the way I'm trying to live my life. And I don't want anybody to believe that I'm just sitting here going, "Hey, look at me, I'm quoting Martin Luther King." It's not like that. But this quote that I'm doing today is one that I've been posting for several years now, regardless of what day it is. It's been on my Facebook several times, many times, and it's this: "Let no man pull you so low as to hate him. Let no man pull you so low as to hate him." Now, if I could be so bold, I'd like to modernize that a little bit, considering what's going on in the world today. Let no man pull you so low as to hate, because I think that's what's been happening over the last many years now, is that there have been forces that have been fomenting hate in this country right now, making us hate each other. I don't know how many times I've heard or seen on Facebook, "I hate libs, I hate the Dems, I hate the Raiders, I hate the Packers." You know, I hate, and I'm really sick of it. How many times I've been accused for being a hater simply for questioning the powers that be, for not just going along. Now, I want to tell a little story about hate here. Because all right, before I do, I didn't really understand if I knew what hate meant, so I looked it up. And when I say I looked it up these days, that means I Googled it, because I didn't get up and get my dictionary. I don't even know where that is anymore. But here's the definition of hate from two separate sources. Hate: to feel intense or passionate dislike for someone. Intense or passionate dislike. Now that seems to me to be a really inadequate description of hate. Hate to me has venom, has bile, has violence, and to it. You know, hate is just beyond rationality. An intense or passionate dislike just doesn't seem to. It seems to be more than that to me. There was a couple of years ago that I was in another town, and a friend of mine and I were sitting at a bar in this town, and we were at the end on the corner where I like to sit, and I struck up a conversation with a couple in about their 60s. And it was a wonderful conversation. We formed a friendship, I thought, very quickly. It was a great conversation full of laughter and smiles and camaraderie. And then something happened when the gentleman and the couple, I could tell that the tone was just about to change when the gentleman asked me, "I have to ask you this. Do you support Donald Trump?" And I thought, I took a deep breath, and I knew that everything was about to change. And I tried to tell him that it's not so much that I don't support him. I didn't vote for him. I don't approve of what he's doing. And he stopped listening. And the friend that was with me could back me up and tell you the same thing. His look on his face went from geniality and friendship to hate. And there was nothing I could say or do at that moment. This man changed his opinion of me and hated me because of what I answered his question. I didn't feel the same way back at him, knowing where he stood. But that's neither here nor there. And that's what's wrong right now. We went from a very pleasant conversation to hatred over political disagreement, and I think that's sad. And I think that's something that we all need to work on now. I mean, we need to get over this. Bears fans and Packer fans should be able to be friends. Democrats and Republicans, in whatever shape or form they are, unless you are just so far gone, we should all be friends. And here's a message from the T this morning. It is not talking of love, but living in love that is everything. It's not talking about it, it's living it. And trying to understand that that person that you're having this disagreement with, this person who seems to be so fundamentally opposed to everything you believe in. I mean, there are limits, don't get me wrong, but it's still trying to say, all right, I disagree with everything about you, but I refuse to let you make me hate you. I won't. From now on, I'm going to fight that as hard as I can and try to make the world realize that there's nothing funny about peace, love, and understanding. There's nothing funny about one love. There's nothing impossible about living in this world together in peace and understanding. And, God, here we go. I'm putting this one out, even though I know I forgot some of the things I wanted to say. But peace, love, one word.